This is actually a performance piece that I wrote and have been performing for a while. It was written by me and directed by Sujata Balakrishnan, produced by Theatre for Change, and is a part of the production When the Rainbow Is Enough. So here goes. You need to do your eyebrows and your upper lip. I can see that mustache from a mile away. Oh god, don't lean in further. I can see your blackheads now. Can you just get away from the mirror and start getting ready? What to wear? Actually, what can you wear? You haven't lost any of the weight that you regained, so most of that's not gonna fit. Haven't you been dieting for like 6 months now and you haven't lost any of the weight? God, you can't do anything properly. And you wanna call yourself an actor? Please tell me who is gonna cast you when you look like this. You don't even have training in this field. There are 10-year-old children with more acting experience than you. I mean, you didn't model. You can't speak anything other than English. Oh, and of course, you're 10 years too late to the game because you were studying computer science. Need I remind you that you were terrible at that also? God knows how you got a job. Oh, and of course, you couldn't handle it, so you came running home to mummy. You're such a waste of resources. I mean, your parents have done so much for you, and how do you repay them? By failing at not one, but 2 careers. Wow. If you can let down the people who are biologically obligated to love you, what makes you think anyone's gonna love you by choice? At least your exes saved themselves. Actually, who knows, they might still be recovering. Such a mess. I mean, you're so emotionally unstable, no talent, no contribution to the world. Nothing. I keep hoping you'll die in a tragic accident, but that never seems to actually happen. Suicide isn't really an option either because then it just creates more problems than it solves, God, you can't stop being a nuisance even in death. Unbelievable. Oh, look at the time! It's been a whole day. Can you believe it? Time flies when you're having fun. Or maybe it was just me having fun. See you tomorrow. That's my friend Anxiety. We've known each other for a while. She sounds horrible, but she's also the reason that nothing anyone says to me affects me. Because anything mean that can be said to me has been said to me by her. And living with anxiety is like preparing for war. There is no room for mistakes or imperfections. Everything is life or death. And who am I to compare anxiety and war? Let me tell you. My dad was in the army, in the infantry, on the front lines. So the problems of a 10-year-old in a convent school were not real problems because no one had died or lost a limb. Over the years, I got tired of my problems being dismissed as petty or childish, so I just stopped telling him. But the damage had been done. I had been given such an extreme benchmark for what a real problem was that I started to wish that I would actually end up in some tragic accident or some life and death situation. Maybe then I'd be taken seriously. The whole time there was a war raging, inside my head. But no one had died or lost a limb, so I dismissed it as petty and childish. Until one day there was bloodshed. I don't remember how it started. I don't remember what I was crying about, but I had been crying for hours and I just couldn't make it stop. And I don't remember getting up from the bed and going to the bathroom, but suddenly I was sitting there with a razor in my hand and 3 cuts on my leg. Now there was bloodshed. Maybe now I could be taken seriously. Maybe now I could ask for help. I told my mom I needed to see a psychiatrist. She found one, I went to therapy, I got diagnosed, I got put on medication. My parents were really supportive despite their childhood mantra, my childhood mantra of just be stronger. It was everyone else that was the problem. Dude, You have everything going for you. Why do you have depression? Bro, just like do some yoga, hit the gym, you'll be fine, man. Just be grateful. But you're so pretty, how can you have depression? Why didn't people believe me? I had a diagnosis from a psychiatrist. What more proof did I need to provide? Anyway, I started therapy, and the first thing I was taught was to breathe. Can you imagine being 29 years old and being taught to breathe? But an army child does what they're told, so I did. Eventually, I moved from breathing to journaling to identifying thought patterns in my journal. And then finally, I could see all the ways in which anxiety could turn molehills into mountains. Oh, but that was not the hard part. The hard part came later. Talking back to her, to anxiety, standing up to my bully, telling her she was wrong. At first I couldn't do it. It was just a whisper between sobs. No, you're wrong. And then slowly, over time, I could say it a little louder. No, you're wrong. It got a little easier after that. And with some practice, the voices went quiet again. Oh, it was really nice. The silence. I was so happy when my doctor reduced my medication. I was so ready. But then the voices started again. You're not good enough. You're not good enough. You're not good enough. You're not good enough. And suddenly I was in the bathroom again with a razor in my hand. I called my friend. He came over. We made chai and he just talked to me about his day. He didn't treat me like I was some kind of ticking time bomb or like I was made of glass. He just chilled with me. He didn't try to solve my problems or to fix me. I had been so worried about asking for help. And for what? It's so easy, isn't it? Breathe, journal, talk to a friend. You know what's difficult is doing it every day. Picking yourself back up every time, again and again and again. But eventually, it gets easier and you don't need the medication anymore and you don't need to go to therapy as often anymore. You build a vault full of armor and weapons against anxiety. Maybe it doesn't get easier. You just get stronger.